Welcome to the Daughter Dearest Podcast with Simone and Olivia Canego, making the world a better place one conversation at a time. Mom Simone and daughter Olivia share authentic discussions about everything under the sun, including those things you might be thinking about but feel uncomfortable talking about. Thanks for tuning in. Now here are your hosts, Simone and Olivia.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of the Daughter Dearest Podcast. I'm Simone Canego.
I'm Olivia Canego.
And today we are celebrating a very big day. It is Olivia's 21st birthday. Oh, I love that special effect. That was cool.
I feel like I have to say thank you to you for getting me to this point in life, aka raising me and giving birth to me.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. It was 21 years ago today that I gave birth for the last time.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And you know what? You made it to 21. So cheers to that.
I don't know if that wasn't like unexpected though. I hope not.
No, it was expected for you to make it for many, many, many years for a full life. Yeah. So how's your day on 21?
It's been pretty uneventful, but eventful. Actually, most things have been going my way, but just like in a nice, fun way, I will say. I missed my morning yoga because it was too cold to get out of bed.
I get it.
I was really cold. And my room is a mess. But besides that, I got to sit shotgun on the Ram band today. I didn't even have to say it was my birthday. I was just like, I was pretty late too, and no one was sitting up front. I was like, ooh, I can sit up front. And I got a bunch of work done in my class today, which was really nice. And I got an extension on my essay for a class, which was really nice. So I just feel, I don't know if it's like the birthday energy or if I'm just like lucky today or something, but as of right now, I've been doing pretty well with my day.
Good. I had good energy today too. I mean, I didn't get all the things done I wanted to do. I mean, hey, I sent the podcast description. I never do. You're right. I mean, but I realized that I don't have shoes to wear to these weddings that I'm going to this weekend.
Oh yeah.
And, so I ran up to Macy's and I'm wearing this dark blue dress, and the first row I came to had these, and I can't wear heels, or like they have to be like tiny because I just don't like them anymore. My knees hurt. I'm old. Just you wait 30 more years.
To me, I can't even walk in them.
So, and there was one pair of blue with these thin, sparkly straps, exactly the color blue I wanted. Now, again, they're not closed-toed, and I'm going to be at one wedding that's going to be freezing, but that's okay. And I was like, there's one pair. It's my size. And I was like, sold, gone, done.
That's for sure syndrome.
That went my way.
That's fun.
Yeah. Okay, so let's have a toast.
Yeah.
We're having a toast because she can drink legally today. Not that she ever drank before today.
No, I would never have done that. That's a crime.
Although, what did you say right before we got on the show when you opened the bottle of wine?
I opened a bottle. That doesn't mean I've drank before. That just means I know how to open a bottle of wine. Excuse me. I know how to. In Florida, you can start serving alcohol at age 16.
Oh, that's true. You know how to serve.
I opened a bottle of wine in less than a minute. And not like, it was a fancy bottle, not just a corkscrew. Okay.
Yeah. People are going to think, yeah, impressive. You opened a corkscrew. No. Yeah.
Like,
I bought her a bottle of wine this weekend so that she could open it on the podcast. So I was like, there you have it. Did you dust your cup?
This is the cup I drank out of last night. Yeah. I rinsed it out earlier today.
Okay, good. Okay. Cheers. Happy 21st. I am so lucky to be your mom.
Aww.
And I won't make you cry. I made you cry yesterday, but I won't make you cry. Cheers.
Cheers. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking Amazetta Merlot.
I'm drinking 8 Years in the Desert.
Orin Swift. Good choice. That's because I bought it.
Not just the brand, the man himself.
Yes, the man himself. So looking back at birthdays, I mean, I've had a lot of them. So, it's hard to remember what were the good ones and what weren't. Like, do you have a birthday that stands out as like the best birthday ever?
That's a really good question.
I mean, when I think back about you had your Bob Ross party, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was a good one. I made my friends, emphasis on I made my friends throw me a surprise party for my 16th birthday. And that was pretty fun. We all did like Bob Ross paintings, and then we all went to like an event at school afterwards, and that was fun. This is the first year I don't think I've actually cried on my birthday. I cried last night.
Well, because I made you sad or because you were stressed?
Oh, because I was stressed. Happy tears don't count. I'm talking like sad tears. I was stressed last night because of something that has been now resolved.
Yeah, see, it all gets resolved, whether it's, there's a resolution for everything. Sometimes it's a crappy resolution, but there's a resolution for everything.
Yeah.
But I think you had a good resolution to this.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't for context, I'm going to Nashville this weekend, and the timing of my flights doesn't work well with my final presentations. And I was led to believe it was at one time, but the syllabus said another. It was just disorganized, and I got a solution. I just didn't necessarily get the best response from the professor back.
Basically, kind of like a mom response of "I'm disappointed in you," but okay, fine.
Whatever. I've said my truth on this too many times today. I'm just happy I'm able to present, because I honestly have worked really hard on this. And my slides look very beautiful, and I have a lot of great information.
And you also worked very hard on planning your birthday in Nashville.
Yes.
How many friends are going? 9? There's 9 of you guys?
9 of us total. Yeah.
Watch out, Nashville. And we happen to be there the same weekend. So we're going to take her and her friends out to dinner, but we have a wedding there. So it kind of worked out pretty well, actually, that we get to hang out.
It's nice that I get to hang out with you guys for sure.
Yeah, we'll see if you're functional when you come to dinner. Yeah, that's trouble. You guys are doing the pedal bar at what time?
Well, I want this all I wanted. We talked about this on the podcast, I think. Originally, before Nashville was even started about it, I said for my 21st, I want to do a pedal bar. I remember mic in front of my face and everything. It was this setup. You're like, oh, you should just go to Nashville. I'm going to be there the weekend after your birthday. And I was like, oh my God, that's so real.
You're right. We did have that conversation. You remember, I don't remember anything anymore, but you're right. We did have that conversation and it all worked out. Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
And everything will work out. It is what it is at this point.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I say all the time. That's
not to be like, I'm graduating this semester, but I'm a part-time student next semester.
Yeah. Almost done. Yeah, if I had imparted wisdom on her over her 21 years, it is what it is.
Stress about the things you can't control, and you can't stress about the things you can control, because then go and control them.
Yes, exactly.
You shouldn't have any stress.
You shouldn't have any stress. I mean, it doesn't really work that way. We stress about everything.
Think about it like that. It's like, you're right. Like, I shouldn't.
Yeah. I mean, if you can't control it, then what are you going to do? And if you can, try to fix it. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's some of the best advice I ever got, actually, was just like, don't stress about that. You can't fix it. You can't. And I'm a fixer. Like, I like to fix everything. I know I've said it before, but I do. I like to fix everything. And so, if I can't fix it, then I'm like, oh my gosh, this is stressful. I can't fix it. But that's the whole point. If I can't fix it, then why am I stressing over it? Because there's nothing I can do.
Yeah. Once again, that doesn't always work out in practicality, but
yeah,
hey.
Agreed. Okay, so back to birthdays. So, like, can you remember your favorite birthday? Do you remember when you were little? I mean, we did all kinds of princess parties. You used to wear those ridiculous dresses.
I did like a bunch of sleepovers as a kid. For my birthday. That was like always something I ended up doing. Honestly, I don't know. I've enjoyed most, if not all, of my birthdays. I think I don't know. I don't even know. It's very hard to explain how I feel about my birthday. Like, overall, it's very enjoyable. Don't get me wrong. But then sometimes I'm like, it's kind of a lot of pressure to just like, you have to have a good time.
Yeah. I mean, do you like birthdays? Because I don't really care about them. Like, I'm like, whatever.
I like celebrating other people, and then I like doing things. I like justifying little like nice purchases for myself with birthday. Like, okay, get a sweet treat. It's your birthday. But this time it's really exciting. Like this, I stayed up till midnight last night, obviously. It was very exciting. I was like, oh my God, I'm 21. Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, she texted at like 12:13, who's going to be the first one to wish me happy birthday? And of course, who gets up early in this house? Her dad.
You were committed. You sent your birthday text last night.
Yeah, I know. I did it ahead of time. I'm like, I'm not going to be up.
It was totally fine.
Yeah.
I still, guess whose siblings I'm missing?
Who hasn't wished you?
A big one.
Really?
Yeah. Jacob didn't wish me happy birthday.
Wow. Well, he probably.
And Ori hasn't. And then Noah did in the family group text. I don't know if I'm allowed to count that. I'm counting that. That's fine. It's fine.
Well, did he wish you somewhere else?
No, Noah just said happy birthday in the family group chat.
Oh, well, that counts. I mean, yeah. That's about as good as it's gonna get.
Yeah. What did Millie said? Millie said something funny. I don't know if I'll just say it out loud. I'm 21 now. I can't get in trouble for the past.
Yeah.
I think, right? That's how it always works.
Well, I mean, again, if you're allowed to drink with your parents, and actually there's a lot of states, I think we talked about this before. There's a lot of states where you can drink with your parents out at a restaurant. Yeah. But you can drink with your parents in your house. Like there's nothing illegal about that. So,
Millie said, happy birthday, 21. Now I can't call you an underage drinker. And then she goes, yeah, because we look a lot alike. It's definitely opposite.
So let's explain to people that
I was a resident of South Carolina for the last 3 years, not legally. I lived in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina for a bit and a half.
I'm going to tell that story because that's a really good story.
That's so morbid. Like not a lot of stories from my past embarrass me to my core because I think a lot of embarrassing stories are like accidental. This was just like, oh, it's so cringy to me. Like, oh my God, it hurts so bad. Oh.
So as we know, fake IDs are probably illegal. So, we're not condoning them and we're not.
It's a misdemeanor if you have your information. It's a felony if you have someone else's ID. So
okay. So yes. So we're gonna tell the story anyways, because it would only be a misdemeanor. So and it's too late. It's too late. So we were on a family trip and we were at a fancy hotel on a lake in Georgia. And Rob and I and Olivia, so Rob's my husband, we went and her dad, we decided that we were going to go get a drink at the bar. And so we sit down and of course, like any good waiter, he asked to see Olivia's ID. And I know she's dying over here. So those of you who are listening, she's literally like falling on the floor because she's so embarrassed that I'm telling this story.
I have so many more stories in this, but this one like hurts. It's just so.
Well, to me, it was absolutely hilarious. So he asked to see her ID. So she gives it to him. And then he says to her, oh, you're from South Carolina. So am I. Where do you live in South Carolina? And she's like, I don't know. I just moved there. I was like,
yeah,
I was like, are you kidding me? Like rule number one.
That moment. Okay, first of all, I would like to say I still got my drink. Mom played it off with whatever stories about how she used to ride horses. I think I went immediately back to the room after that. I think I ordered and then I would laugh.
So this is totally how it went down. So anyway, so he says, oh, you're from South Carolina. And she literally says that. And I'm like, oh, this is not going to go well. So I try to turn this story. I love how you're hiding. I try to turn this story and I say, oh my gosh, you're from South Carolina. I used to ride horses with the University of Florida equestrian team. And we used to show at a couple of different schools in South Carolina. It's so beautiful there. And I just like kept going on. And like, that was enough to get him conversing with me. And he totally forgot about her and he handed her ID back. And then he brought the drinks and we were just laughing our asses off at her. We were like, how do you not know the address on your ID. And she was like mortified. So he brought her drink. She literally chugged it down and she's like, I'm going to bed. And so she has never lived that story down because
like, how dare you have a fake ID and not know your address? Like, what the hell?
Yeah. I mean, and we asked other people and other siblings, like, okay, what's your fake ID say? And they all knew exactly. I'm like, you've been using it for how long and you have no idea where you're from? Come on, girl. So anyways, that one. Yeah. But you know what? It's so exciting. You don't need one anymore.
Yeah. And this is bad. So I've had 4 over my lifetime. I don't know where 2 of them went. Actually, I know where one of them is. I left it at a party and the guy was like, you want it back? And it was like last month. And I was like, no, I'm turning 21 in a month. I have another. And the other 2, no clue.
Well, did you ask him to like tear it up, or do you think someone else is going to be using it?
He's a college student. I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
That's a funny story about fake IDs though, is over the summer, my friend who is working with me at NBC, she's from Maryland, from DC, Maryland area. She got a notice from the MTA that was like, we have a lost item of yours. And she was like, I don't know what they're talking about. Like, I didn't lose anything. And when she goes to pick it up, it was the girl that she gave her fake IDs to wallet. Yeah. And this friend goes to school in Vandy. The girl that she gave her fake ID to goes to Vandy. It was just like a weird coincidence that it all happened in New York.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
Yeah. I won't be doing that. I'm going to frame mine.
Yeah. So I would say a takeaway from today is going to be know your address. You know what? When we're little kids, our parents teach us our address, right? You always need to know where you're from, even if it's not real.
Yeah. Okay. I'm a bozo.
Yeah. That was hilarious though. That really, that one, I was crying. I was laughing so hard and trying to hold it together in the moment because I mean, this poor guy, he had no clue what was happening.
Yeah, but like, I can't hold him against him. He's doing his job. He'll probably get in trouble if he doesn't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and he was just trying to be nice and start a conversation. And this was like December. Wasn't this December of 2020? So yeah, I think it was December. No. Was it December 2021? It was 21. It was Christmas break.
2021 or 2022? 2022. 2021. Okay,
so it was a Christmas. Yeah, it was 2021, not 2022. It was a Christmas break. So, and this hotel had just reopened, and so there was it was pretty empty. Like there was hardly anybody there, and he was just looking for a conversation.
On this story, we can move past it.
No, I'm never gonna move past it. It's gonna be a wedding story.
It hurts me to my core.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just because they happen to me, but my stories are just simply more embarrassing than anyone else's. But also today, I was telling someone, I don't remember what story I was telling them about, like people that I saw at some event, and they were like, "You meet the most interesting people. You should write a book or something." And I was like, I don't think I meet interesting people, but maybe I just observe more.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people aren't paying attention to what's going on. I mean, who did you meet that was interesting?
I think I just have weird stories. Yeah,
it's because you're paying attention to the little things, right? Like that's where you get your stories is
about my surroundings.
Yeah.
Well, and people don't think so, but I swear I actually am, especially when I'm alone. But when I'm with other people, I tend to zone out.
Yeah, she's kind of like a squirrel in a room full of dogs.
When I'm a squirrel by myself.
A dog in a room full of squirrels. I said it backwards. Yeah.
But then when I'm by myself, I'm fine. It's fine.
You think you're fine. You just have no idea.
Well,
true point. Anyways, we were just up in New York this weekend and we had like such a good time. It was like so fun celebrating her birthday. And
I'm glad you guys had fun.
Yeah, we had a great time. I mean, we had my mom, your grandmother said, what did you guys do while you were up there? Did you see a show at least? I was like, no, basically we walked around and we ate. Like we ate and ate and ate.
Yeah. Yeah. That was good though. It was also fun. I just had overall a really, really good time.
Yeah, it was really a lot of fun. We went to one really fancy restaurant and I got a little peeved by it. Like I thought it was amazing. I'm not going to say what restaurant it was, but The food was amazing. The service was great. Now, what annoyed me is like when you're spending a fortune for a meal and it's a, it's a
The top tier
however
restaurant.
however many courses of a restaurant. And when you're already paying that much money and they ask you if you want still or sparkling, and they don't ask you if you want tap water, and then when you get the bill you have $125 in sparkling water, you're like, okay, that's kind of ridiculous. And then they ask you if you want coffee or tea at the end, and so we asked for tea again, like $50 for 3 cups of tea. Like, you already killed me on the rest of the bill. Like, what the heck?
No, I
That
agree.
was just a little annoying to me. But other than that, her birthday was great.
Okay, so
Although today is really her birthday. And what are you doing today? What are you doing tonight?
Tonight we are going to my favorite bar in Manhattan called the Rudy's.
Is that the hot dog bar?
That is a hot dog bar. You know what? You call it the hot dog bar. I call it Anthony Bourdain's favorite bar. It gives a level of class of class that it does not have. It's not classy at all. It's a stereotypical dive bar, very cheap drinks. But they give a hot dog with every single drink. I wish my birthday was on a Thursday though, so I could go watch a Thursday night football game, but it's not. So,
how many hot dogs have you eaten, like in one setting?
I think one time I ate 4.5, but usually I don't do that many.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Jack went when he turned 21, and he said they were the best hot dogs that he'd ever had in his life.
Oh, that's hilarious. Well, I mean, if Anthony Bourdain said it was a place to be,
I mean, they're really good hot dogs.
Yeah.
And it's really like fun service too. And I don't know, it's not like the normal bars around here vibes. It's also like, I don't know why there's always international people there.
Because there's free hot dogs. Where do you get free anything in New York City?
Yeah, you're real for that. You don't get
I mean, a glass of water is obviously $12, you know. If you're going to give a free hot dog, you know, if you build it, they will come.
That's the weirdest thing about New York is the water, though. If they'll be like still or sparkling, and then if you don't know, you're just going to say still, but in actuality, you have to say tap.
Tap water. You have to say tap water. Yeah.
That's like, I feel like a New York hack for people that don't know it. The tap water is safe to drink, especially at restaurants. They have to filter it. But don't pay for water. Don't pay for water. You shouldn't have to pay for water in any circumstance. Big believer in that.
Yeah, I know. It's water.
Yeah.
And so many people in the world don't even have water. So like
we're bottling it and charging whatever amount. Whatever. I don't need to get it. It's my birthday.
Yeah, it's your birthday. Okay. Freaky Florida for this time. Freaky Florida. So there's always something crazy that happens in Florida. And this time I'm not talking about an animal. There were tons of them. There were stories about toads and a shark sighting in the road. I have no idea. I didn't read it because I didn't have time. There were a lot of, and someone thought there was a cat sleeping outside their door. It happened to be a panther. So, but I found this to be really amusing. Tampered road signs could cause issues for Florida drivers. Traffic sign near Apopka displayed strange message last week. So this is in Orange County, Florida. A road sign in Apopka was removed after it was filmed displaying an odd message last week, according to county officials. Video shows the sign displaying a series of messages near the intersection of North Lake Pleasant Road and Lake Alma Drive. Those messages played in order as follows. Next right. Hemlock closed. Take detour. Also, big booty Latinas. It was quite a surprise for Valerie Herrera. She was driving by last Thursday and saw this road detour sign that she said was clearly altered. We knew that the road was closed soon, but the sign was a little surprise, said Herrera. She saw the sign. You know, she saw the sign. Okay. I saw the sign.
That was good.
And then, so they said that Bob's Barricades. And and I don't know if Bob's Barricades is everywhere, but in Florida, Bob's Barricades, they're those big orange things that are everywhere. They also have all the signs that are everywhere. It's got to be $1 billion business.
Yeah, I was just about to say, there's no, can you imagine monopolizing the barricade market?
Oh my gosh, right? I actually did see another company the other day. I was like, oh, I didn't know there was something other than Bob's Barricades. But this is what Bob's Barricades said about the situation. Upon learning about the hacked message board, Orange County requested it be deactivated immediately. Bob's Barricade is in the process of delivering a new electronic message board to the site. Additionally, Bob's Barricades has provided reassurance that the new message board will feature enhanced security measures to minimize the risk of tampering and ensure the integrity of the messaging system. We will continue to work closely with Bob's Barricades to monitor the installation of the new electronic messaging board. They're taking away the internal keyboard as well. Okay, that's pretty funny that there's actually a keyboard. Like if you went to the thing, you open the door, there's a keyboard so you can type in whatever you want.
I love how this is terrible. Hacking is bad. Don't do it. But I like how things like that can just get hacked now.
I mean,
most society. So goofy.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, it's kind of funny. Now, what's not funny is that, like, imagine if the road was closed and I don't know if it was blocked off or not, but if people tried to exit and like the bridge ended or something like that.
Yeah, of course.
So, but like, I was like, really? That's the message. Big booty Latinas.
What can you do?
The other response to it was they said that this could be offensive to certain people. I'm like, yeah, I would say that it would be offensive. So could be, should be, would be. And but that's Florida. There's always got to be something good happening.
Yeah, for sure. There always is.
Yeah. I mean, I like now, like for the Florida Department of Transportation, we have these overhead signs, these big ones. And like around the holidays, they try to put like clever sayings, like, it used to say like click it or ticket. And like around Thanksgiving, they would put, and I forget what they are, but they would put more clever things each time. Not as clever as the person who hacked this system, but, still pretty clever.
I would say so. So.
Okay. So back to birthdays.
What's your favorite birthday of mine?
Of yours?
Yeah. Well, it's my birthday.
Yeah, I know. Every birthday is my favorite birthday of yours. I don't know if there's one that stands out that's like, I mean, I really had a good time this weekend. Like that was great. In general, I think that when you were little, it was fun because you were like so cute. I sent her some pictures today because she was doing something for this project that she's doing. And so she needed photos from when she was little. She's like, oh my gosh, I was so cute. I was like, yes, you were. All of you guys were so cute. I found a video of her sister from like right after she first came home. So she was 2.5 and she's our daughter from Ethiopia. And she is a huge Taylor Swift fan. But what was funny is the video is of her in our family room, like pretending to mop. And I'm filming her and she's dancing to a Taylor Swift song. And so I sent it to her today and she's like, see, I've been a fan right from the beginning. I'm like, yes, you were. Yes, you were.
That's really cute, man.
Yeah. But, when you guys were little, you were just so cute. I mean, you were a good baby. You were everybody. I really can't complain, right? I mean, we have been very fortunate with all of our kids that you grimaced.
Oh, did I? Did you actually see that? It was
yeah.
I don't know.
That was not subtle. That was like,
I thought it was pretty subtle. That makes me think I should have reevaluate my facial expression.
It was kind of like, I think your Botox wore off, like your eyebrows just dropped.
They finally did. I guess we have pretty good kids. I don't know. I didn't mean
we've had in the little stages, like there was some stress. Well, one stress. But like, yeah, you were hilarious. Now, I think one of the funniest things about you is the way you ate ice cream, or your inability to eat ice cream.
I was looking for a picture today in my camera roll, and one came up of me in that purple little cheerleading costume with pigtails on, standing next to Mia Haynes, and my face covered in chocolate ice cream.
Yeah, she could not get it right. Like her older sister, Emma, when Emma would eat ice cream, like there was nothing on her face. Like it all went into the mouth, and Olivia, it was like everywhere, like on her clothes, all over her face. I don't know. I'm curious, does that still happen to you today? At 21, can you eat ice cream?
Bro. Actually, like sometimes I'll be eating something and hanging out with my friends and I go to the bathroom. Like, why did no one tell me that I have food all over my face? Like, what? But I'm so messy still.
I'm big on telling people when they have something on their face, but I don't know if people like that or not. Like, what do you think? Do you think like it offends people if I say like, oh, you have a booger hanging from your nose? Like, would you be like, thank you for telling me? Or would you be like, oh, I'm so embarrassed now?
I think, thank you for telling me, I'm still embarrassed, but
Look at the
I
ice cream. There's Olivia.
yeah, for sure. But I think part of it is like the rule that I saw like growing up was if they can't change it in 5 seconds, don't comment on it. So like if it's like
Yeah.
if they don't like or their weight gain or whatever, weight loss, their hair, you don't like the color, that's fine. But if it's like, oh, you're missing a strand out of your braid, or like, oh, you have something in your teeth, like, yeah, call that out. That's like easy to fix. And people will most likely want you to call it out because like, yeah, sometimes I'll just walk around with food in my teeth and no one's telling me.
Yeah, I do think okay, so I appreciate that, but I think it's important that you tell people like, okay, pet peeve of mine, don't tell me I look great because I lost weight. I hate that.
Oh yeah,
That is not like that is just one of the worst things you can do.
like
But
slightly
yeah,
back.
if I have shit between my front teeth, please tell me. If I have a booger hanging out of my nose, please tell me. If my lipstick, one time I was doing some recording for something and I realized my lipstick had, I don't know, I tried something new and it like ran and I had like streaks down the bottom of my face. Nobody told me. And I did a recording like that. Like, tell me.
I know.
And you know, people see it. They see
Yeah.
it. They're not like, you know, and they're trying to look away. And you're like, why are you looking away? Do I have a booger? You know, tell me.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah. This is not a birthday story, but you know.
No, it's not. But it does relate to me because I consistently have food on my face.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that hasn't changed. I mean, that's
Or
something.
food in
I mean,
my hair.
and I would also say that, you know, one thing that has changed is you really don't fall down anymore. I mean, okay,
I
maybe
trip a
last
lot,
year
but
you
I
did.
have better balance.
Yeah, you're able to catch yourself. When she was little, she would just like randomly fall down, and we were like, "Is something wrong with her?" But she just was. And it's funny, as I was looking through pictures today, it was so obvious. You were so much taller than everybody else. Like,
Yeah,
you,
bro.
and she started school a year early, so she was also a year younger. So she was super tall and younger. So like she didn't have the coordination, and yeah, she would just like, and I know we talked about this before, that like they wouldn't even give her scissors when she was walking in the classroom. Like they made her sit down and then they would give her the scissors because they were so worried she was going to fall on them.
Really?
Yeah.
Big stress in my life. But it's so weird because now I'm not abnormally tall. Don't get me wrong, I'm still tall. I'm 5'10", but you would never have known, like as a kid. I was looking back at photos growing up. I always thought it was like huge, not just like tall. Like I thought it was really, really like overweight. And like looking back at photos, I was just like literally the tallest one in my class for multiple years in a row.
Yeah, you were really tall to the point where I remember we were at a friend's, was it a birthday party? Anyways, we went to Orlando for this party, and we brought you. Well, we brought all your. It was all the three.
No, it was
oldest.
a bat mitzvah.
No, it was with the Andrews.
Oh,
and,
never mind.
Yeah, and you were little. You were like 2.5, but you were so tall. And at one point, a couple said to us, "So, you know, is everything okay with Olivia? Like, she really isn't speaking that much. You know, we have a specialist that could help." And we're like, she's 2. And they're like, what? We thought she was 5. I was like, yeah, she's fine. Don't you worry. Yeah. So,
yeah.
But now being tall is a benefit.
It's a benefit. And I love being tall. I always wear platform shoes. Like, I don't know. I just
embrace it, right?
Never even think twice about it. It's just fine. Like, I've never run into an issue of being tall.
Yeah, no, I think you embrace what you have. That's what life is all about, right? I mean, that's what that's what I'm working on right now on my book, Love the Woman in the Mirror, How to Love the Woman in the Mirror. Like, we need to respect ourselves for exactly who we are and love what we see. And we're all unique, and we don't need to be like anybody else.
Okay, you're absolutely right, but I want to make sure I get my keeping up with the country in. Did I talk about this last time? This isn't in the country. And so maybe I didn't, but I think since it's my birthday, I'm going to make an exception of 4 men charged in the theft of satirical golden toilet titled America at Churchill's birthplace. Have I talked
No.
about this? No, I
No,
haven't.
you have not talked about this. This is
So
a good one.
the photo that it's not like a fancy toilet or anything like that. Looking at the photo, it looks like a gold-plated, like school grade toilet, like the industrial grade with the flusher on the side. Not even the automatic ones that they have at the airports now. Just like a normal, but a like industrial grade one. So I'm not going to be able to say this. Blenheim Palace is where the British wartime leader Winston Churchill was born, and 4 men were charged with the theft of it earlier in November, and the toilet is actually worth $5.95 million.
What? Is it solid gold?
I don't know. I think maybe because it's an artwork. It's an artwork titled America, and it's intended as a pointed satire about excessive wealth, and it was part of an art installation, but it vanished overnight. And this was actually back in September 2019. So they finally caught the guys that did it, but I don't think they've actually found the toilets. No, they haven't.
You know, it's in some rich person's apartment.
Yeah, of course.
Like they're literally using it.
Functioning.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's a fully functioning toilet.
Yeah. Someone's just using it on a daily basis.
Absolutely. Why would you? Yeah, I mean,
that's a crazy one. Our world is crazy.
Yeah, I honestly do think it just has to be no one's gonna melt that down. It's worth more as a toilet than it'd be worth as melted gold.
Yeah, it was like, I dare you to steal that toilet. I dare you. I double dare you.
It's so crazy that they could just get away with that, at Winston Churchill's birthplace.
Well, I just wonder if there wasn't an alarm for that because people are like, who's gonna take a toilet?
Yeah,
but you know what?
Fair enough, honestly. That's a really great point.
Yeah, but people will take anything if it's
ocean
not
where the whole the security corners don't cover the bathrooms, and that's how they get away with the crime at the Met Gala.
Yeah, that was a fun movie.
Was that ocean? I don't know. One of the oceans.
Yeah. It's one of the oceans. Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, who has ever thought about stealing a toilet seat? Even if it's an art installation, you'd kind of be like, no, that's a lot of work. I'm not doing that. Yeah. And it probably didn't have an alarm on it because it's a toilet seat.
Yeah. And it's a fully functioning toilet. Yeah.
And do they take the whole toilet or just the seat?
They took the whole toilet. The whole toilet is gone.
Okay, I take it back. How the hell do you take an entire toilet without anybody noticing?
I don't know. And it's
got to be an inside job.
Yeah. And then how have they not found it? Because there's no way that it's got melted down. The value is more in the shape of the toilet.
Yeah, I think that theft is going to become much more difficult these days in art galleries. I'm sure they're going to be able to embed chips in the actual
part. It's going to be like the money things.
Yeah.
Money now has trackers.
Yeah, they're going to have trackers on everything. And so, don't do it.
Yeah.
Right? That's the moral of the story. Don't do it. Because
if it's in a rich person's apartment, they probably had enough to buy it legally.
Yeah. But they're just some people love the thrill, right? They love the idea. I have no idea. I'm making it up
silly.
As I talk.
I think it's silly. I think it's silly.
Oh, it is silly. I don't think you should steal anything. I mean,
I'd also rather have one of those
$6 million toilets,
Japanese toilets.
I was going to say, if I were going to steal a toilet, I want the sauna toilet that washes your ass and gives you a steam.
Not just going to be an industrial toilet. That's boring at this point. We've moved on.
Yeah, I mean, I can spray my toilet gold any day, and it would look just the same. No, I'm kidding. But no, I would definitely agree on that. We were actually at a hotel years ago. I forget the name of it. It was a Nobu hotel in California, and I walk in, and I mean, the room was really cool, but the best part of the whole room was the toilet. I was like, oh, we need one of those, and then I looked it up, and it was $6,000. Maybe it was $10,000, and I was like, and we don't need one of those.
How much does a normal toilet cost?
A few hundred.
Yeah, that's what I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't bought a toilet in a long time, but
fair enough.
I mean, you can get really expensive toilets. We are so random right now. The fact that we're talking about the cost of toilets on your birthday.
Sorry, I just wanted to know.
Yeah.
Part of becoming an adult is the value of money and realizing I thought TVs were still thousands of dollars. Not to say that some aren't, but you can get a good TV for $200.
Yeah, that was a funny story that you had no idea, because they used to be. I mean, when So there's, I don't know if you remember, this is a birthday story. So for your dad's birthday, was it his 40th birthday, whatever, we went out of town and I had someone come in and totally
I was just born, just so you know.
Yeah, it was while we were in this house. So no, maybe 45th, maybe 50th. I don't know. No, 40. It was right after we bought the house. So
the 45th would be more right.
Yeah. So we went out of town, and while we were out of town, I had someone come in and completely remodel the bedroom. And one of the things we had them do is put this massive TV on the wall in the bedroom, which to this day, like when we remodeled again, like we got rid of the TV. Like we only have a TV in our family room, and that's the only place in the house. We have one outside, but it doesn't really work.
Yeah.
And so it was so expensive to buy a TV back then. Like it was it wasn't what they are now, but it was like the thing before whatever they are now. And it was like thousands of dollars for this TV, and it really wasn't like that great anyways. And so I can see why it might be confusing, but these days it's, you can go to Target and get, I got Ari a 40 something inch TV for $200. My favorite was, we were once at, and this is random, and then I'll stop with my random. We were at one of the doctor's offices, and he had this little TV in one of the rooms where he shows patients. It was like an old school TV where he would show videos of like a procedure or whatever he was going to do. And so Ari comes with me in the room and we sit down. He goes, "What is that?" And I said, "It's a TV." He's like, "Why is there such a big butt on it?" And I was like, "Well, that's what TVs used to look like. They had a big butt."
Fair enough.
They had a big butt. They weren't flat and, hung on the wall. They were like gigantic.
That's really funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should I do my quote?
Yes. Tell me. I actually looked ahead while I was there.
Oh, you did?
I did.
You didn't even write me a little note or anything? That would have been nice. I was hoping that when I scratched this one off, like someone would have written me a note.
Aw, I'm sorry. I should have thought ahead about that, but.
So people aren't nearly as fucked up as we are led to believe. Just because someone doesn't make sense to you doesn't mean they don't make sense to someone else. Oh, that's a good perspective of the day.
Again, love the woman in the mirror, right? Okay. Just appreciate exactly who you are. Doesn't matter. Weird is good, right? Different is good.
One of my friends texted me today and she was like, "Isn't it so amazing that everybody is just a little bit weird and different from one another?"
Yeah, weird is good. Like, don't try to be like anybody else. That's my takeaway, right?
You're just going to end up being disappointed if you do.
Yeah, if you're constantly trying to be someone that you're not, like, you're not being anybody.
Yeah.
Right? You're be you. Enjoy your life.
That's what I've done for the last 21 years. Ayo.
Yeah, she's always been a little weird.
No, not a little. A lot.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I like being weird. That's why the hardest thing of like went today where I was like, "Oh my God, I have to wear a dress and shoes to this wedding." I was like, okay. Just do it. But I did pack my sneakers because I'm going to put them in a bag and take them with me to the wedding so I can change.
After my incident this weekend, I'm never wearing heels again. I tried one time to wear heels and I have blisters that are probably going to leave my feet.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we got her a new pair of shoes and that was a mistake. Well, okay. And I'm going to make the same mistake this weekend. You don't buy a new pair of shoes and then wear them right away, which is what I'm going to do as well.
Even breaking in shoes. If I don't believe in breaking in shoes. I'm sorry. I think it's a silly concept. We're going to go over because of this. But I think breaking in shoes is a silly concept because I'm buying something and usually they're expensive. Why aren't they comfortable right away?
Well, I don't disagree with you. I agree 100%. That's what we should do. Create a shoe brand that like is fancy heels that you don't have to break in, right?
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Let's do it. Let's create it. Yeah.
Okay.
We're in. Done. There we go. We got our, we'll make comfortable fancy shoes that you don't have to break in. And if they give you blisters, you get to send them back.
Fair enough.
There we go. Because, oh my God, her feet are destroyed.
No, there actually are. And I don't put Band-Aids on. And so every time I rip my socks off, the scabs come off.
Oh, too. Olivia, that's disgusting. And it just made my stomach turn. Put on Band-Aids.
Yeah, okay. I will. Oh, yeah, I should do that.
Yeah, you probably don't have any. Go to the store.
Okay.
CVS is around the corner.
I know.
Okay. Should I sing you happy birthday? I mean, I suck at singing.
No, I'm really okay.
She knows that I suck at singing. She's the good singer. I suck at singing.
I would like to say happy giving birthday, which we talked about last night, but as my final note would be, when it's your birthday, say thank you to your mom if you have a good relationship with her.
Yeah. Again, I don't know why we don't celebrate that. Like, I did all the work. You did not want to come out. You were just like hiding up in there. You were like, oh, I don't want to come out into this world, which kind of makes sense.
Fair enough.
But I made it work. I made it happen. And here you are today, 21 years later, and you are changing the world. So I love you and happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us on this week's episode of the Daughter Dearest Podcast. We'll probably be back in 2 weeks. I'm gone on Monday, unless we can figure it out next week, a different day. And, and then we're going to be gone after the 19th. We have all this great travel coming up. So we're going to be gone until sometime in January. But thank you for joining us today, and we will see you soon.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for listening to the Daughter Dearest Podcast with Simone and Olivia Canego. We hope this episode has made your day just a little bit brighter and given you the inspiration you need to confidently go about your week. Always remember to be authentically you. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode. And feel free to connect with them on Instagram at Daughter Dearest Podcast, at Simone Canego, and at Olivia Canego. Till next time.